Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video, I am going to tell you the main thing about the history of Samsung. But before we start, make sure you subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. South Korean company that is one of the world's biggest makers of electronic gadgets. Samsung works in the creation of a wide assortment of buyer and industry electronics, including appliances, computerized media devices, semiconductors, memory chips, and integrated systems. It has gotten perhaps the most conspicuous names in innovation and produces about a fifth of South Korea's total sendouts. Samsung was established as a staple exchanging store on March 1st, 1938 by Lee Byung-chul. He began his business in Daegu, Korea, trading noodles and different merchandise delivered in and around the city and sending out them to China and its territories. After the Korean War, Lee extended his business into materials and opened the biggest woolen plant in Korea. He zeroed in intensely on industrialization with the objective of assisting his country with redeveloping itself after the war. During that period, his business profited by the new protections the policies received by the Korean government, whose point was to help huge domestic conglomerates, chaebol, by protecting them from rivalry and giving them simple financing. During the 1970s, the organization extended its material assembling cycles to cover the full line of creation, from crude materials right to the final result, to more readily contend in the textile industry. New auxiliaries like Samsung Heavy Industries, Samsung Shipbuilding, and Samsung Precision Company, Samsung Techwin, were set up. Likewise, during a similar period, the organization began to put resources into the hefty, synthetic, and petrochemical industries, giving the organization a promising development way. Samsung initially entered the gadgets business in 1969 with a few hardware-centered divisions. Their first items were dark and white televisions. During the 1970s, the organization started to send out home hardware items abroad. Around then, Samsung was at that point a significant maker in Korea, and it had gained a 50% stake in Korea Semiconductor. The last part of the 1970s and mid-80s saw the fast extension of Samsung's innovation organizations. Separate semiconductor and hardware branches were set up, and in 1978, an aerospace division was made. Samsung Data Systems, presently Samsung SDS, was set up in 1985 to serve organizations' developing requirement for frameworks advancement. That helped Samsung immediately become an innovator in data innovation administrations. Samsung additionally made 2 research and development institutes that expanded the organization's innovation line into hardware, semiconductors, high polymer chemicals, genetic engineering tools, telecommunications, aviation, and nanotechnology. During the 1990s, Samsung proceeded with its venture into the worldwide hardware markets. In spite of its prosperity, those years additionally achieved corporate embarrassments that tormented the organization, including multiple bribery cases and patent encroachment suits. All things considered, the organization kept on making progressions on the innovation and item quality fronts, with some of its innovation items going from semiconductors to PC screens and LCD screens, moving into top 5 situations in worldwide piece of the overall industry. The organization's most lauded item, yet in addition, often beat yearly arrangements of the top-rated cell phones on the planet. Samsung entered the telephone market with the SPH 1300, an early touchscreen model delivered in 2001. The organization additionally built up the first speech recognition phone in 2005. In the last part of the 2000s and mid-2010s, Samsung gained organizations that created advancements for electronic gadgets. In 2011, Samsung delivered the Galaxy S2, continued in 2012 by the Galaxy S3, one of the world's most famous cell phones. The year 2012 likewise stamped Samsung turning into the world's biggest cell phone creator and the obtaining of M-Spot to give diversion to Samsung gadget clients. The organization made extra acquisitions before long, including associations that would assist it with extending its contributions in clinical innovation, Shrew TVs, OLED shows, home computerization, printing arrangements, cloud arrangements, installment arrangements, and man-made reasoning. In September 2014, Samsung declared the Gear VR a computer-generated experience gadget produced for use with the Galaxy Note 4. By 2015, Samsung had more US licenses affirmed than some other organization, with in excess of 7,500 utility licenses allowed before the year's end. In 2017, Samsung was allowed legislative to test a self-driving vehicle. The next year, Samsung declared that it would grow its sustainable power plants and recruit 40,000 workers throughout the following 3 years. In the last few years, Samsung has become one of the largest smartphone manufacturers in the world. Samsung now has something to offer in all areas. Samsung often has leading devices in the entry, middle, and top classes. Samsung's S series is of course the elite that regularly measures itself against Apple's iPhone. Interesting, Samsung has been delivering the screens to Apple for many years. In addition, Samsung is now also active in other areas. Through its subsidiaries, it is now in a leading position in financial services, shipbuilding, and mechanical engineering. Dark chapter of Samsung: corruption. In August 2005, a social equality development distributed elite called the X-Files of 278 powerful individuals who got or had gotten pay rates from Samsung, including 2 ex-executives. New proof additionally arose that the family-run organization interceded in the 1997 official mission with gifts. There was discussion of Samsung Gate and the Republic of Samsung. Lee Young-chul, previous counsel to South Korean President Roh Moo-hyun, openly declared in mid-November 2007 that Samsung had offered a money payoff of 5,445 million won, 3,561,730 euros, in January 2004. Photographs of the cash taken by Lee were distributed in the press on November 19, 2007. Lee's declaration affirms claims made toward the beginning of November 2007 by previous Samsung lawyer Kim Young-chul that Samsung, with the assistance of CEO Lee Kun-hee, kept a whole organization for paying off specialists, cops, charge authorities, writers, and scholastics. The paid-off individuals named by Kim Young-chul so far are previous examiner and top of the Korea Independent Commission Against Corruption, Lee Jong-baek, and Lee Gue-nam, head of the Central Investigation Bureau, a law authorization division and examination of debasement charges in industry and legislative issues. The charged, and Samsung, dismissed the claims as unwarranted. On February 17, 2017, the VP and accepted top of the Samsung bunch, Lee Jae-yong, was arrested. He is blamed for prevarication, theft, and payoff. In addition to other things, he is said to have masterminded 43 billion won, approximately 36 million US dollars, to be paid to letterbox organizations, camouflaged as establishments of Choi Soon-sil, a long-lasting companion of South Korean President Park Geun-hye. Consequently, the public authority is said to have assisted with the consolidation of the Samsung auxiliary jail industries with Samsung C&T. Lee's protectors deny the charge. Lee's capture is identified with the biggest outrage in South Korea, referred to in South Korea as the Choi Soon-sil embarrassment. If indicted, Lee faces over 10 years in jail. A stricter enemy of defilement law was presented in South Korea simply a year ago, disallowing government workers from giving liberal endowments and solicitations to cafes. On February 27, 2017, the public investigator brought charges of payoff and theft against Lee and 4 other top heads of the gathering, including boss methodology official Choi Gi-sung. Conclusion: Samsung has developed immensely since it was established in 1938. Today, they are addressed in practically all territories of gadgets, and obviously, they likewise fabricate for different makers like Apple. The gathering's leader is Samsung Electronics, the world's biggest maker of DRAM, NAND, street memory, SSD, TVs, coolers, PDAs, and cell phones. It is not out of the ordinary that this Goliath will keep on assuming a main part in innovative work around the world. Just the defilement measures encompassing the organization and reports about bad working conditions in South Korea are a dark spot on the usually white vest of the organization. That's all for today's video, and thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to share your thoughts and valuable feedback with us in the comment section below. You can also suggest to us the topics we should cover in our upcoming videos. Lastly, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it.